We've got about 3 minutes left of trade. Perhaps the key starter today was a good move in the Shanghai markets, and the rest of Asia was strong. Shanghai was up 4% today, followed a 2% gain on Friday. Still down about 20% year to date, but decent change in sentiment the last two trading sessions. That didn't actually carry through to Europe, but it did carry through to the open here in the US. Intraday chart of the S&P for you. It was a positive open. It didn't last long, but it was green at the start of the day. We are off the lows as we approach the close, down about 1/3 of 1%, but well off the highs as well. What about the other indices? The Dow's down similar amounts to the S&P. The Nasdaq, though, outperforming, holding on to 0.4% of gains. It's just slipped about 1/10% in the last few minutes here of trade. Let's have a look at the sector performance today and see how that plays out. Tech has done well, as highlighted, of course, by the fact that the Nasdaq is outperforming. Communication services just in positive territory, but it is consumer discretionary that's up there as well, up 0.6%. Financials, ouch, down a full 2%. And we are looking at a handful, 2 or 3 other sectors that are down over 1%. Going to bring in Bob Pisani, just bring up a US dollar 1 week chart, because up last week, only 0.5%, but up significantly again today, 0.3, 0.4%, and that's something to keep an eye on, as are the yields.
Slowly moving up. I think there's good news and bad news today. The good news is we're not seeing the heavy selling. The volume's not there that we saw last week, week and a half. We're also not seeing the big spikes up in volatility. VIX is relatively contained around 20, and remember it was 28 a week ago. So that's good news. The bad news is there's still little bits of technical damage being done to the market. I'll mention 3 areas: material stocks, bank stocks, energy stocks. They all look terrible. They just act terribly. The financials in particular, it's really something. This is your beat to watch these stocks. We're actually seeing 52-week lows. I've emphasized this several times. Regionals
it's
like
not even like the yields are moving too much today.
No, they're not. It's what's interesting. With 10-year, you can't even say the yield curve is flattening. You can't even make those kinds of arguments. But you see 52-week lows in some key financial names. So the market's trying to work something out here, and it's not. You're going to have a hard time moving the market forward with financials acting like that. Now, we're going to get the big tech names this week. You're going to get Amazon. You're going to get your Googles moving forward. And so maybe
Both
that can do it.
Thursday, Microsoft Wednesday.
That's right. So maybe that'll do it for us. But so far, it's been very interesting. Netflix, I mean, great numbers. First day, it was up on the earnings, and the rest of the time, it hasn't been doing anything at all.
Should say as well, there's been a bit of pressure in Europe as well, whether it's Brexit headlines or Italian headlines in Europe was low, but better news out of China over the weekend, and that's not supported the general market here.
Could the authorities there do more to jawbone the market up? Not only they say they support the market, they go up and talk about tax cuts over in China, and we really didn't get much of a follow-through here in the United States.
We did not. We're down 116 points on the Dow at the close, so we did slip a little bit extra in those final few minutes of trade, down 119 or so on the Dow. Ringing the bell at the big board, 3M, of course, and Rajab Jain, who joined us moments ago on the closing bell. Congratulations to him. And at the Nasdaq was Paratech Pharmaceuticals. That does it for the first hour of the closing bell. Sarah, back to you.